What happens if you build a life around heading outside every single day, no matter what? I'm Amy Bouchatz, and this is the Humans Outside Weekly Outdoor Diary, where I share with you my own insights from heading into nature every single day, no matter the weather. This is my real life, including more than my share of fails, as I tackle the Humans Outside 365 Challenge. Are you ready? Let's go. 3 years. That's how long I've been recording and publishing the Humans Outside podcast. So today I'm going to talk about 2 things: my favorite conversations and a birthday celebration giveaway I'm doing to mark 3 years of the podcast. Podcasting is fun, so fun, but it's not an easy job. Actually, it's not a job at all for me. This is essentially a hobby for me. For about the first 2 years, I had someone helping me as a virtual assistant, making sure I could get these episodes out while also taking care of my full-time job and outdoor adventures. But over time, podcasting has got just a little smoother. That's what practice does. And now, for about the past year, I've created and produced every episode completely solo. 3 years of this podcast is, as of this publication, 7 seasons, 273 episodes, 101 recorded and published interviews, plus 3 episodes that I've recorded and produced, but you haven't heard yet. About 140 outdoor diary episodes, including the one you're hearing right now. That's a lot of episodes, and it is my hope that every single one of them has brought you something, just as creating them has brought me something. And it really has. Because when I get to sit down and spell out my thoughts for you in this outdoor diary, when I get to meet you in the wild, sometimes literally, sometimes virtually, and hear how the show and Humans Outside 365 Outdoor Challenge has helped you, when I interview the experts and outdoor lovers whose experiences I share, I learn something that helps me in my indoor and outdoor life. 101 interviews about the benefits, experiences, and how-tos of heading outside is a lot of interviews. And while I have learned something from every single person in every interview I've done, I want to take a moment to highlight a few of the guests whose lessons and information have stuck with me the most. I paged through every episode I've recorded to come up with these highlights, and as I did so, I was filled with gratitude for the things people have shared with me, the incredible conversations I've made, and just the gifts of each person's time. But it also struck me that the conversations that are the most memorable aren't because of the major takeaways the guests presented or even the theme of the episode. In each instance, it's 1 or 2 things that they said that have simply stuck with me over time. They changed the way I approach any given subject. In some ways, they've changed how I consider myself and my own experiences. The first is Corie, a licensed mental health counselor and personal friend who I talked to in episode 18 during season 1 about how spending time outside with a partner can help you build stronger connections. Why? Because you're creating shared experiences, often doing something challenging. I think about her advice on this often as I'm insisting that my kids come with me for an outdoor adventure, like our regular ski dates in the winter, or when I'm planning a day date with my husband. Shared challenges equal stronger connections. In episode 26, Nailah Wylie, a life coach who uses the outdoors as one of her tools, talked with me about using things she encounters outside to teach her and others how to tackle inside challenges. But what stuck with me was something she said about her own outdoor experiences, that if she tries something outside and she doesn't like it, she gives herself permission to not do it anymore. She doesn't make herself conquer it. She moves on and says, yeah, this isn't for me. I needed that permission, and I cannot tell you how many times I've leaned on that takeaway to give myself the okay to move on. In episode 54, part of season 2, wilderness therapist Judith Sedora talked to us about using nature in therapy. But the thing she said that is often on my mind was her description of using the outdoors as a container for whatever challenge or problem you're facing in life. You can take your distressing problem or trauma outside, work through it in the container of nature, and come back inside, working to leave out there as much as you can. Nature gives you the perfect container to work through whatever it is you have going on. I use that tip all the time. And then we have the help of Sarah Hayes Coomer, a wellness coach and our own habit expert who joined us in Season 3, Episode 83, Season 5, Episode 171, and Season 7, Episode 264, to talk about creating habits and sticking to them. But of all the great advice she's given, my favorite might be in the power of microdosing wellness, which is essentially what we're doing by heading outside for that 20 minutes at a time. You don't have to go big. You just have to do a little bit. Then there was my episode with Corie Glass, a creative well-being coach based in Washington, D.C., who helped me think about what it means to be creative and how heading outside might make it happen. In episode 99 during season 3, Corie gave me the framework to think about tackling challenges outside as the perfect on-ramp to getting okay with trying new things, which is basically creativity. No matter where you go outside or when you do it, you're going to encounter something new. This is your chance to get comfortable with the change in an incremental way. What a powerful lesson. In season 5, I had a pair of episodes on the subject of rewilding, or helping your urban 21st century self get back to what it means to be someone who loves and uses the outdoors. Both Claire Dunn, based in Australia and joining us in episode 179, and Micah Mortali, an instructor at Kripalu in the Northeast US, and joining us in episode 208, talked about the simple ways we can take time to appreciate the nature world around us and absorb it into our regular lives. It's because of their advice that I've taken a few barefoot walks in the woods and at least once sat down on the dirt and just sniffed it. I know that sounds a little crazy, but both were powerful experiences that helped me feel more calm, more grounded, and more like myself, even in the midst of chaos of my inside life. Finally, I want to highlight a powerful episode that I just recently published as part of Season 7. Sarah Histan, a mental health-focused fitness coach here in the Anchorage, Alaska area, talked about heading outside for new challenges in a way that is kind to your nervous system. She talked about why some challenges feel good, some feel bad, and what to do about it, especially when all of them are things you really do want to do. I have already leaned on her advice repeatedly, talked about it one-on-one with a few people. Like I said, these are just a sampling of the incredible advice and takeaways I personally have gleaned from hosting this podcast. I hope you've heard some things that have stuck with you too. Every episode I've created of this podcast, yes, all 270 plus, has been worth it, even if even one person has felt inspired to head outside more or felt the benefits from doing so. Okay, so now for that giveaway. To celebrate 3 years of this, I'm doing a giveaway over the month of February. You can score a Humans Outside Decal 2-pack just by visiting humansoutside.com and entering. The link for the giveaway is in the very top of the show notes in whatever platform you're listening to this in. So give it a visit and enter now. The giveaway runs through the end of February 2023. If you're listening to this when it first publishes, I'm coming off a 2-day ski adventure with my kids, taking a Sunday and a day off work to hit the slopes in some different parts of Alaska outside our normal ski area near home. You can see photos of that on Facebook and Instagram. And of course, just like the podcast guests I've been highlighting today inspire me, you inspire me with all of your outdoor time. Share it on Facebook or Instagram, or both, with hashtag HumansOutside365. Until next time, we'll see you out there.